That's outside.
Well, what a tie we have for you
That's
here.
a bullseye, so it's Michael to throw.
The world number 1 and the world number 2 meeting in the last 16 for the second consecutive day here in Wigan. Gary Anderson seeded 16, and that means if he and MVG win their opening games, they're scheduled to meet at this stage. Yesterday they produced an absolute classic.
134.
Van Gerwen averaging 114 to Gary Anderson's 110. MVG
60.
beating the Flying Scotsman on his way to the title, his second Players' Championship win of the year. And a maximum from Anderson, who, when he's fired up, tends to produce his best. And Gary Anderson, he may say repeatedly, oh, it's just a game of darts, a win, a lose, a lose.
140.
He doesn't like losing. He certainly doesn't like losing repeatedly to the same man.
98.
But it's been a while since Gary Anderson has recorded a win against MVG. Well, 21 scored there.
Game shot.
But it doesn't matter, because that is an 11 dart. Not the conventional way of seeing off 47, but it does not matter. Anderson into the lead.
100.
Last time that Anderson did win against Van Gerwen
131.
was on the World Series, the final of the Japan Darts Masters. That came after victory in the final of the
96.
Dubai Darts Masters. Really did dominate the start of the World Series events at the start of last year, Gary Anderson.
$145.
But look at this from Anderson. 160 left. Van Gerwen
100.
leaves 130. 160 is not going to go. And MVG, very capable of
90.
taking out the 130. Treble 20. Another one of those for double 5. And he gets it. Oh, and the double 5 is high. Anderson to double his lead to 2-0. Perfect card. Perfect stuff. Gary Anderson takes out 70 in 2 darts. Very efficient stuff as the Flying Scotsman looks to set things straight. Win against MVG. Well, for about 10 months. Lost in the final of the World Grand Prix. Lost in the final of the World Championship. The Masters. Here in Wigan at the start of the year in one of the UK Open qualifiers. MVG won that 6-3. And then that 6-4 win for MVG
100.
yesterday at this stage of the tournament. Michael Van Gerwen admits that Gary Anderson is his closest rival, the man most likely to be able to step up and live with him when he's playing somewhere near his best.
100.
Admitted that in the final of the Masters. But he has still had the rub over him more often than not over the last couple of years as MVG nails the bullseye for a 1-2-4 checkout.
$81.
Winner of this goes through to the quarterfinals to face either Adrian Lewis or Johnny Clayton. Anderson
140
settles for the ton 40. MVG beat Anderson and then Lewis back-to-back yesterday. He may have to do the same thing today if he is going to go on and claim a third Players' Championship title of the year.
100.
Gary Anderson won the second one of these back in February in Barnsley. Beat Peter Snakebite Wright 6-1 in the final. Devastating performance from Anderson.
41.
Made 2 finals here in Wigan in the UK Open qualifiers. One of them lost to MVG. The other one beaten by Simon Whitlock 6-4. Another absolute thriller, that game. Some big finishes from the Wizard.
99.
MVG has left the 170. Anderson, ton 40. First dart is there. Can't find the treble bed with the second, but he'll leave himself tops. MVG's made a habit of taking out the 170. He does it with alarming regularity. Bullseye. Another bull finish for MVG. 124, followed by the 170. The world number one turning on the style.
$100. $97.
Michael Van Gerwen hit a perfect 9-darter in the final yesterday, beating Robert Thornton.
82.
He said at the culmination of that match, he wanted to come back here today and make it back-to-back.
100.
2-0 down to his closest rival in world darts. He's
99.
produced 2 stunning bullseye finishes to level a match. He may be about to go into the lead for the first time, but that ton 40 from Anderson has left him a big finish.
140.
Can he return the favour, Gary Anderson? He's just had the 170 hit against him. He's not going to take out the 164.
139. Oh, shit, sorry.
Double 10. The world
Game
number
shot.
one into the lead for the first time in this one. 3 consecutive legs. No need to finish on the bullseye this time around, but taking out 80 in 2 darts as if it was nothing. He hit the 9-darter yesterday as if it was nothing. He just wandered up to the board, plucked his darts out, returned to the oche and kicked off 180 in the very next leg.
60.
Michael Van Gerwen, 14 career 9-darters.
180.
That's a maximum for Gary Anderson, his second of this encounter.
134. 85. 80.
Just the 80. Unfortunate there, Van Gerwen, slamming into the flight of his first dart. Some points on the floor there, but Gary Anderson
95.
misses double 18. He is going to come back. There are times when you can afford to miss. That was one of them, but double 9 can be awkward. Straight at it. And that is the problem.
10.
Van Gerwen could be another big bullseye finish here. Treble 19. Oh, denied a chance to win the leg and extend his lead to 2. Gary Anderson switched over to double 4. Getting closer, but not close enough. Gary Anderson becomes so proficient at hitting the double with his third dart when he used to miss a lot.
52.
But he's been spared by Michael Van Gerwen there.
Game shot.
And he finally does pin double 4. We've got a level game once more.
$140.
Michael Van Gerwen won 1 European Tour event this year.
180.
That is a maximum for Gary Anderson. It's his third. Still waiting for one from MVG.
133.
Suffered a shock defeat to Ian White in the quarterfinals of the most recent European Tour event last weekend. But my word, hasn't he bounced back this weekend?
58.
Untouchable yesterday.
140.
Potential 11-darter coming in from Michael Van Gerwen here.
137.
Down for the double 7,
Game shot.
and it's there. It's a 12-darter for MVG, who does lead once more.
100. 57. 118.
Gary Anderson, the two-time world champion, two-time Premier League winner.
108.
That is Michael van Gerwen's first 180.
137. 100.
Big finishes in front of both men here. Anderson can't take out the 146. Van Gerwen is already taken out the 170. A 164 puts him on the
122.
brink of the quarter-finals. And it's on. Oh, needed another for a dart at bullseye. You can see the
124.
grimace from MVG. He really fancied it. Double 12 for Anderson. The
Game shot.
double that won him 2 world titles. He does make it 4 apiece.
$60.
Well, what a time to break this would be.
140.
Gary Anderson, if he can find a break of throw, he would be
97.
throwing for the match in the next leg.
$97.
MVG is always a threat, though. You're never safe. You could be 200 points
138.
ahead, and MVG can just turn on the afterburners and reel you in.
100.
Once again, Anderson will look at a big combination finish.
96.
Van Gerwen's left something a little bit easier. It's on. Treble 18. Doesn't get the treble 18.
96.
Gary Anderson doesn't get a chance to win on the bullseye and take that leg 5-4. But Michael van Gerwen is going to give him another chance.
54.
68 for Gary Anderson. This could be what turns the match in his favour. Double top. And there it is. Gary Anderson completes the break of throw. It is 5-4 to the world number 2, and the world number 1 has to win the last 2 legs if he wants to make the quarter-finals and continue his hopes of back-to-back
125.
Players' Championship titles.
$95.
The 7th of July was the date of the Japan Darts Masters final, the last time that Gary Anderson recorded a victory
99.
over Michael van Gerwen. They did have a draw in the Premier League,
123.
but it has been quite some time since Gary Anderson experienced that moment of triumph against
99.
the world number 1.
$93.
93 for MVG, but he's going to have to hope that Gary
98.
Anderson misses darts for the match, because he should get at least 1. Piling the pressure on Michael van
138.
Gerwen, but is it enough? Are they the last darts he throws in Wigan today? Gary Anderson, 80 for the match, 2 match darts, double 10, misses the first.
Game
But
shot.
not the second. The world number 2 has beaten the world number 1. He denies Michael
Phenomenal.
van Gerwen a
Absolute
place in the
pleasure.
quarterfinals and potentially a second place.